This could possibly be the shortest commander guide you've seen in quite some time. And I'm gonna say it in the first 30 seconds of this video. Are you ready to hear it? I'm just warning you, it's gonna be very short. And basically, you just invest in Chinese commanders. Wanna know where I get that? Well, the pattern is a bit obvious if you take a look at the past year. So 2025, I believe we started off with BQ. BQ is a 5-target smite commander with great stats, and honestly, if you're running 1 or 2 infantry marches, he is a must-have. He is a great commander for the open field and one of my favorites personally. Who went by after Bai Chi? The most broken commander in the history of the game. The Emperor is literally built different. He does not care about rage generation, he is consuming rage. He's all about consumption. He affects 6 targets, and I don't really need to spend too much time arguing why you should have him. He is the best commander still, and he is the #1 priority still after all these releases. After that, we got Achilles. Achilles is good, but he is not at the same level as QSH and the latest addition to the game, which is Tzu Prime. Tzu Prime had some skepticism around him with his active skill, but now that he's actually in the game, we can see that he is just broken. Not QSH level of broken, but to be in that conversation with him, you have to be really good, and he is. He is part of the best infantry march. If you're running 2 infantry marches, he is a must-have as well. And all Chinese commanders in the past year, all must-haves. And I took some time to think that Luce, he has been here for, well, nearly 3 years now. He was part of the anniversary release, and he was the best commander, I would say, for upwards to 2 years since he got released. And man, he is going to be relevant for at least 1 more year, which gonna make him upwards to 4 years of relevancy, which is something not a lot of commanders actually have going for them. Guan Yu is one of these examples as well. He was so old way back in 2019, 2020, and he was relevant for upwards, I would say, 4 years. I think he ran out of steam with the addition of Smite, and then Ragnar release really cemented his place out of the meta. But Ragnar is out of the meta only a year after, so you could say he was not that guy compared to Guan Yu's 3-target AoE silence, which has kept him relevant for quite some time, and in some cases still kind of relevant in Canyon, which is kind of weird, to be honest with you. Then you have Zhuge Liang. Zhuge Liang has been the best archer commander before the Emperor, but I would say, because the archers are next to be released, I think he might be reintroduced in a similar way Luce was reintroduced with Tzu Prime. And I think Zhuge Liang could potentially have that same fate, because he still has a circle AoE, he still has great stats. And with the new addition, we could see him back in the fold as a really strong meta march. Right now he's being used with either secondary QSH, or you can use the second archer march with Herman or Philip, which has not been as great as the QSH. So we could potentially see another really long-term investment value from a commander like Zhuge Liang and things like that. So I named these 5 commanders in a span of like a couple years, and the order of investment I will go is QSH #1. He is that good. Sun Tzu, second investment. He is quite good. He is very good as a primary. You can mix and match with other commanders, with BQ, who is a #3 investment level, because he is younger than Luce, has a 5-target AoE, has all the good stuff. And then I would say the safest marches to run would be like QSH with YSG, for example, if you're going into Season of Conquest, or if you're an older player like me. you're working on QSH, you have a pairing for him waiting for quite some time, especially with the museum buffs. You're gonna be really strong. And then you work on Sun Tzu and BQ as your soul march. So those are the two safest marches that I could recommend right now. And then you can, work on if you're working multiple infantry, you go to Luce because he's still going to be relevant for at least one more year, which makes him a decent candidate. And then Zhuge Liang as that fifth choice. This is still debatable. We have to wait and see for the new archers, but he is still quite strong. New formation, if it's about skill damage, could reinvent him in a way that hasn't been done before, but that is all still speculation. But basically, that's about it. Now, commanders like Achilles, commanders like Philip, these are all decoys. These are all decoys and enablers to make these marches do as much damage as possible. So Philip in the lineup makes all these commanders pop off. Trajan kinda does that, but he enables skill damage. These commanders don't do skill damage except QSH, so he is not part of that. But commander like Philip definitely worthwhile because he's versatile. He can be used with so many different commanders, which makes him a valuable choice to have. And when it comes to cavalry, we have Achilles and we have Gang. I don't think Gang is going to be here for too long unless you're running multiple cavalry marches. He is not at the same level as Sun Tzu and QSH, and he is just there to enable Achilles. And Achilles, I would say, is the best cavalry commander you can work on because he is having circle AoE, he has stats, he's tanky, and potentially next cavalry release could really make this march pop off if we get a Chinese cavalry commander. So honestly, this feels a bit like satire in a way, but honestly, the evidence shows that Chinese commanders are just built different, and it should come to no surprise because it is a Chinese company, it's a Chinese game. So following that pattern is the path to success. And this is my bold prediction for 2026. Like by the end of the year, you could field 5 marches of Chinese primaries. I already have 3, so these first 3 rows, I'm only missing 2, so I'm more than halfway there. That's all I'm going to say. So that's all you need to know. Work on Chinese commanders. They're going to be there for long-term investment. They're really good. They're part of the meta. They will continue to be the meta for at least 1 more year, upwards of 2 years, maybe even longer. And just working on other commanders feels like a trap sometimes, or it's going to feel like a trap sometimes because then you're going to be having more time to work on these type of Chinese commanders that could be running into the game. So this is just my wild theory, and it's not that far-fetched. So let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll catch you guys in the next upload.